Hello, friends and family worldwide. Just wake up. It's 6 o'clock in the evening, August 20th, Thursday, 2020. How can I say I wake up? Oh, well, we do wake up when we hear some eye opening information. Okay? So here we go. I want to share you some different clips today in this video. The purpose I'm making this YouTube video again, I'm not allowed to go to the Facebook Live and some other social media as well because we all know that. Maybe some of them don't know what's going on. So here's my first clip I want to share with you from WHO and infection specialist Dr.
We have, it still seems to be rare that an asymptomatic person actually transmits onward to a secondary individual.
I didn't quite get that. Can I hear that one more time? I'm serious. I could not tell what you just said.
From the data we have, it still seems to be rare that an asymptomatic person actually transmits onward to a secondary individual.
Still didn't quite get that, but Dr. Samadi went to medical school. He's been listening to doctors all of his life. Doctor, I believe the headline from the World Health Organization is asymptomatic people are not infectious. They're not going to spread the disease. Is that what the WHO is saying?
Yes, that's correct, Greg. Look, you and I have been going at this since February of this year. We've covered more than hundreds of these segments on Newsmax TV. The most important segment about what we're going to be talking about COVID is probably tonight, because they're taking a 360-degree turn, and WHO is announcing, and this is a big news, that asymptomatic people out there are not contagious. Remember, because we didn't know who would be passing this virus or not, we made everybody do something called social distancing. This is a new word that you've heard of it, and it came to our life a few months ago. We made everybody across the board to wear masks. At the beginning, we said if you have symptoms, you wear the mask to protect others, and then we gave in because CDC and everybody kept changing back and forth. We also made everybody to go for testing. We need 300 million tests the next day, or else we cannot reopen our country. And guess what? This thing is very important. It's a breaking news that if you are not symptomatic and you don't have any symptoms of fever, chill, shortness of breath, or any of those symptoms we've spoken about, the risk of passing it on to other people and being contagious is very rare. And studies like this comes from a very accurate tracing in countries like Singapore, contact tracing, and it's too bad that these researchers are not, and the papers are not making it to Lancet, and mainstream media is not covering to the extent. This is probably one of the biggest news that we've had since coronavirus outbreak.
It's good news. That means really we can visit people that we weren't able to visit. You know, you didn't want to go around somebody of a certain age because you could be carrying it without knowing it. This is good stuff. Thank you for that, Doctor.
Right. The big thing is that the panic and hysteria is out the door. We can reopen our America. 40 million people have lost their job as a result of this scientific data.
Awake up, people. Awake up. Save your family and your kids' future.
I like it. And for the world. You know what? It's a pandemic all over the world.
It's a pandemic.
Dr. Samadi, hopefully the future Surgeon General of the United States of America. I'm trying to make that happen. I think he'd be great down there. After this guy gets done, he's pretty good too. But you're great. Dr. Samadi, thank you very much.
Okay, I just want to tell people or sheeple that I'm not a politician. I do have a brain. I always hear from politicians too. They keep saying, I do have a brain. When they suggest to take some drugs too, right? You all know what I'm talking about it. So the thing is, I'm not a politician. I'm not going to support any politics party this year. The reason they don't let us breathe. Okay, I share you a few more information here. It's going to be very viral video. So I don't need like. I'm not looking for somebody subscribe my channel or anything. I'm just sharing this information to the people who willing to learn and fight for our rights and freedom. Okay, second one.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you heard earlier that there's no real concern about aluminum because it's such a small amount, and so it really shouldn't matter. But the kind of aluminum
Vaccine.
that we put into vaccines is a different kind of aluminum that we see environmentally. This is called a nanoparticle, and nanoparticles bind really tightly to the bacteria antigens, the virus antigens, the food protein antigens, and any other contaminants that are in the vaccines that we may not know about. And we know that the biochemical properties of nanoparticles is that they are capable of entering the brain. And so we have not evaluated the safety of the aluminum nanoparticle and its injection and where it goes when it gets into the body and whether it gets into the brain. Do vaccine ingredients belong in the brain? No. Do they get into the brain? No one has ever studied it. But animal studies using the same chemicals that are in vaccines that we give to children directly demonstrate that the vaccine ingredients do enter the brain.
Here we go.
Ignoring this information,
Okay.
there are scientists
So,
who are in fact
you might seen those videos on Facebook. I'm talking about it here.
My name is Dr. Tapper. I'm in private practice in Omaha, Nebraska. I don't wear a mask. I see over 200 patients a week. I come in close proximity with every patient that I come across. Why haven't I contracted this so-called disease? Americans make up 5% of the world population, but yet we take in 65 to 70% of the world's pharmaceutical drugs. We are one of 2 countries that allows pharmaceutical advertisements on television. But yet 80% of Americans are suffering with a chronic disease associated with poor lifestyle choices. 700,000 people will die of heart disease this year alone. Doctor,
Nail it.
bring yourself in order. 600,000 people will die of cancer. 300,000 people will die of obesity this year. When is enough enough? If this is truly about health, then mandate healthy living, exercise, good food choices, chiropractic, outlaw tobacco and cigarettes, processed sugars.
Yeah, liquor store is open. Going church is banned.
If people let the government decide
What
foods
the
they
hell?
eat and what medicines they take, their bodies will soon be in a sorry state as those souls who live under tyranny. You see, God made your body self-healing, self-regulating. If you give the body what it needs, it can be
Gym
healthy.
should be closed,
It is like
but
a book
liquor
that
store
planted
is
the sun in
okay.
the sun. An allopathic model to that is to shield the sun, to protect that plant against the sun, cut off its leaves, medicate or vaccinate that plant. But an epigenetic approach, a wellness approach, is to give that plant water.
Awake up, people, awake up.
You see, your body is no different. We must eat well, move well, think well, and we can be well. In other words, your level of health is the genetic expression of your lifestyle choices. And I know full well
This is
that
a
your
court
body's ability
hearing,
to
okay?
heal itself, to
Facebook
overcome
factors
diseases
and
and
other
circumstances
media.
like corona is far
This
greater
is
than
not a
anyone has
fake
ever permitted
video,
you to believe.
so don't delete
Benjamin
this
Rush, the
video.
signer of the Declaration of Independence, stated, unless we put medical freedom into
We
the
need
Constitution,
to
time will come
educate
when medicine
our
will
people,
organize
our
into
family,
undercover dictatorship to restrict the art of
for our
healing to one
future
class of men and deny equal privileges to others.
and
That
for our
time is
kids'
now.
future.
These masks have absolutely nothing to do with health, but everything to do with the complying with a false flag tyrannical agenda. If we sacrifice our precious freedoms for temporary security, we will lose both. If you can't comprehend that statement, if you are blind to this agenda, then I am sorry. You have the eyesight of an eagle, but the vision of a clam.
Nail it, doctor, nail it. Good job. We need to listen those all the good freedom fighter. You might know about let's see, this doctor. See, where does he go? They took her down. Looks like. Oh yeah. Looks like he's briefing, so probably it will come. You know, the doctor probably. I don't know if that video deleted or not. Let's see. All the videos we share through our messenger and other sources, because many media, they're not allowed to speak the truth. Okay, I don't know. Looks like this video is taken down too. Here we go. Which is very sad. Yeah. Many of the video is already taken down. I'm seeing here one thing. Let's see. There we go. One more truth here. Okay.
Hey everybody, stop clicking.
Let's see. This fake ad is there. Let's see.
Gym were outside protesting. They've been just fine, but because they were in the gym working out, actually
Even
running
in
their business, they got
administration,
arrested.
there's
You think that's
many
okay?
people. They are not
You know,
telling
I'm
us
not going
truth.
to opine on who gets arrested and who does not. I mean, you get where I'm going. I'm telling you, as a public health official, I say crowds.
Do you see the inconsistency, though, Dr. Fauci?
There's no inconsistency, Congressman.
There's no so you're allowed to protest millions of people on one day in crowds yelling, screaming, but you try to run your business, you get arrested. And if you stood right outside of that same business and protested, you wouldn't get arrested. You don't see an inconsistency there?
I don't understand what you're asking me as a public
Yeah, I
health
don't
official
understand.
to
Where is your
opine on
brain?
Who should get arrested or not? That's not my position. You could ask me as much as you
You've
want,
advocated for
and I'm
certain
not gonna
businesses.
answer it.
You've advocated for certain businesses to be shut down. I'm just asking you on your position on the protest. I haven't seen one. We've heard a lot about hair salons. I haven't seen one hairstylist who, between haircuts, goes out and attacks police or sets something on fire. But we've seen all kinds of that stuff during protests, and we know the protest actually increased the spread of the virus. You've said that.
I said
Unbelievable.
crowds. I didn't say specifically. I didn't say protest do anything.
So the protests don't increase the spread of the virus?
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
No, I just want an answer to the question. Do the protests increase the spread of the virus?
I don't have any scientific evidence that anything. I can tell you that crowds are known, particularly when you don't have a mask, to increase the acquisition and transmission. No matter
So
what
you
the
don't have a
crowd is.
position on whether
His
the
wife,
protests
Dr.
increase
Fauci
the spread of
wife,
the
she
virus
worked
or
with
don't
Bill
increase the
Gates
spread of the virus.
organization,
I'm saying
and
that
his daughter
crowds,
worked on the
wherever
Twitter.
The crowds are, can give you an increased probability that there's going to be.
I don't know
acquisition
why the
and
Trump
transmission.
administration
But do
is
you
not
understand Americans'
opening
concern?
the eyes and taking action.
Protesting, particularly according to the Democrats, is just fine, but you can't go to work, you can't go to school, you can't go to church. There's limits placed on all three of those fundamental activities, First Amendment activities, but protesting is just fine.
You know,
The gentleman's time has expired, but I'll just ask the gentleman to just think about his question and put it in reference to crowds that gather at political meetings, at fundraisers without masks, on an oil rig in Texas, nobody wearing a mask, nobody social distancing, but a fundraiser. Would that be problematic? With that, I'll yield 5 minutes to Mr. Foster.
do protests increase the spread of the virus? I think I can make a general statement.
Well, 500,000 protesters on June 6th alone.
Yeah.
I'm just asking that number of
No.
people. Does it
Yeah.
increase the spread of the virus?
Crowding together, particularly when you're not wearing a mask, contributes to the spread of the virus.
Should we limit the protesting?
I'm not sure what you mean. How do we say limit the protesting?
Should government limit the protesting?
That's not my department.
I don't think that's relevant to.
Well, you just said if it increases the spread of the virus, I'm just asking, should we limit it?
Well, I'm not in a position to determine what the government can
Yes,
do in
you
a forceful
do.
way.
Well, you make all kinds of recommendations. You,
No.
you make comments on dating, on baseball, on everything you can
Exactly.
imagine. I'm just asking you. Just said
Yeah.
that protests
Got
increase the spread. I'm just asking you,
red-handed.
should we try to limit the protest?
No, I think I would leave that to people who have more of a position to do that. I can tell you.
Government
That-
stopping people
But
from
you
going
can
to
give
church,
recommendation,
Dr.
dude.
Fauci?
Yeah.
People listen
Last
you,
week in the
right?
Calvary Chapel case, 5 liberals on the Supreme Court said it was okay for Nevada to limit church services. Justice Gorsuch said it best. He said, "There's no world in which the Constitution permits Nevada to favor Caesar's Palace over Calvary Chapel." I'm just asking, is there a world where the Constitution says you can favor one First Amendment liberty, protesting, over another, practicing your faith?
I'm not favoring anybody over anybody. I'm just making a statement that's a broad statement that avoid crowds of any type, no matter where you are, because that leads to the acquisition and transmission. And I don't judge one crowd versus another crowd. When you're in a crowd, particularly if you're not wearing a mask, that
But
induces the spread.
it's a simple question, Doctor. Should we limit the protest? Government is obviously limiting people
Yeah.
going to church. And look,
I'm not.
There's been no violence that I can see at church. I haven't seen people during a church service go out and harm police officers or burn buildings. But we know that. I mean, for 63 days, 9 weeks, it's been happening in Portland.
Right. Yeah.
Well, one night in Chicago, 49 officers were injured.
Exactly.
But no limit to protests. But boy, you can't go to church on Sunday.
What was the?
I don't know how many times I can answer that. I'm not going to opine on limiting anything. I'm just going to tell you.
You've opined on a lot of things, Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, but I've never.
This is something that directly impacts the spread of the virus, and I'm asking your position on the protest.
Yeah, I'm not going to opine on limiting anything. I'm telling you what it is, the danger, and you can make your own conclusion about that. You should stay away from crowds, no matter where the crowds are.
Government has stopped people from going to work. In fact, just in New Jersey 4 days ago, Ian Smith, Frank Trombetta were arrested for trying to operate their business, their gym. They were arrested. But my bet is if these two individuals who own this gym were outside just in front of their gym, and all the people who were working out in their gym were outside protesting, they'd been just fine. But because they were in the gym working out, actually running their business, they got arrested. You think that's okay?
You know, I'm not going to opine on who gets arrested and who does not. I mean, you get where I'm going. I'm telling you, as a public health official, I say crowds.
Do you see the inconsistency, though, Dr. Fauci?
There's no inconsistency, Congressman.
So you're allowed to protest millions of people on one day in crowds yelling, screaming, but you try to run your business, you get arrested? And if you stood right outside of that same business and protested, you wouldn't get arrested? You don't see an inconsistency there?
I don't understand what you're asking me as a public
Really?
health official.
Where's your brain,
opine on
doctor?
who should get arrested or not. That's not my position. You could ask me as much as you want,
advocated for
and I'm
certain
not gonna
businesses.
answer it.
You've advocated for certain businesses to be shut down. I'm just asking you on your position on the protest. I haven't seen one. We've heard a lot about hair salons. I haven't seen one hairstylist who, between haircuts, goes out and attacks police or sets something on fire. But we've seen all kinds of that stuff during protests, and we know the protest actually increased the spread of the virus. You've said that.
I said crowds. I didn't say specifically. I didn't say protest do anything.
So the protests don't increase the spread of the virus?
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
No, I
Really?
just want an answer to the question.
Okay, anyway.
The protests increase the
So, you see, those people, they are in administration and they're not telling the truth, okay? I want to share you one more video which belongs to the crowd and which happened in United States. Many of them, even in Trump administration, they have a rally without masking. And there was 1 or 2 cases they find the positive. But thing is here, one more thing. Look at that. I don't know why.
Free healthy food by the government, guaranteed free childcare, free paid family leave, free vacation, free, everything's free. Now, all of your needs.
So you see here, one more time, I show you here.
AOC's plan, which
No mask there.
$52 trillion,
Okay.
doubling down on stupid Obamacare.
So doing campaign, election campaign, kissing one another,
Higher education, free health,
that's fine, right?
government guaranteed,
And when you ask someone, did you go to the COVID test? What they saying here?
specifically, have you taken a cognitive? No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, you're taking tests where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh? Are you a junkie? You say to President Trump, who brags about his test and makes you...
He refused to take the test. So I have to take the test. So I have so many other things to share, but those are the basic thing. And I saw another post today from the New Jersey. They already taken down that. This post is from Scott D. Cheney, Reopen New Jersey. She deleted it, but not before it was shared over 20,000 times. Okay, it is a vital that governors maintain restriction to business until after the November election because economic recovery will help Trump be re-elected and few business closes or job losses is the small piece to pay to free from his presidency. So again, this is a point for the election why they keep closing and the lockdown and the masking and fear. Okay, so let me go back to there we go. This was the scene from the protest. Let me think this is also taken down. Wow, violent graphic. So I'm not going to show you that. They already taken down, but it was on my messenger. And this is from California. So this lady trying to protest in a store, which she refused.
Alright guys, so we are at the Mother's Market. Let me actually show it to you here. Let me switch it. We are at the Mother's Market and Kitchen in Laguna Hills. And I'm being denied access. I'm here with Kevin, who is the store
Let me show you when she met to the sheriffs what this says.
We have these laws and you are law is a violation of the
I like her.
Good morning, officers. How are you? I'm good. So I am here. I'm recording, if you don't mind, okay? Because we want to have it on a file.
I'm recording too.
Okay, great. So my name is Lenka Koloma. I am a mom, and I need to get some grocery shopping done. And I have a health condition. Also, I have a religious belief which doesn't allow me to wear a mask. And so the store is denying an access to me, which is a violation of the California Civil Code 51, Section C. So what are we going to do about it today?
This is private property, ma'am.
Yes.
They have the right to refuse service to anyone they want.
Well, okay, so does it mean that if people come here and they start stealing people's ballots because it's a private property, that you would be okay with it? That they can do that because it's a private property and, you know, Mother's Market would allow for it? Would that be okay? That would be breaking the law, right? So exactly. So we have the same situation right now, right here. No? How is it different?
Because it's private property, they can refuse service to anyone they want. Just like
That's not true. That's not true. Can you pull up California Civil Code 51C, please? I want you to do it right now.
With that.
No. We have these laws, and you are law enforcement. You are peace officers. Okay, let me ask you a question. No. And why would they? Am I a threat? How am I a threat? Do I look like a threat to you?
Again, they have a right to refuse service. So at
Well,
this point, they're asking you to leave. If you refuse to leave, they will have you arrested for trespassing.
okay,
I'm just advising
okay.
you. If you leave right now, there'll be no issue.
Okay. Okay, so let me ask you, did you swear on oath before you took this uniform? No, this is very important. Did you? Have you?
We all have, yes.
Okay. And what does it say? What did you swear on? That you will protect, right? No, this is very important. You will protect the Constitution for the United States of America and protect it from foreign.
We are not in
domestic
USA,
enemies.
we are in
So
China.
you gentlemen, right now, okay, we have it on a file. You are breaking your oath, okay?
Changing the subject.
What is trespassing? How am I trespassing? This store is open for business.
They have the right to do that.
They discriminated against me.
They don't want you here. They can sign a private person's arrest so that you have
They discriminate
That's right.
against me based on my health and religious beliefs.
will be taken.
I'm sorry?
A report will be taken.
Okay.
And you can have that information at the report.
First time I hear that from a police officer. Report will be taken.
Okay, yeah, so we need to write a report, okay? What's that?
We will write a report.
Okay, yeah, so let's do that because you both are breaking oath, okay? And now you are putting yourself at a
Good job, lady. Good job. I
personally,
salute you.
Okay? For liability because now you go against the oath.
The law enforcement in the US is getting corrupt now.
Let me see. What should we do? You know, I came here in peace exercising my rights. I need to get groceries done for my children. I have 2 kids. Okay. Which country is this? Can you please explain this to me? Are we still in United States of America? Oh my gosh, guys, you don't even know the law.
I'm asking again. Do you want to leave?
Yeah, they don't know the law. They're confused too.
Guys, what should we do? Do we get me arrested or do we just file the report? Because this is really nuts. Okay. Let me chew on that for a little bit. This is really outrageous. You know, I grew up in communism. I experienced socialism, and I came to this country for freedom and personal liberty. I
That's
thought that we
right.
have it here.
This is now an issue where they
It is an issue.
are going to be trespassing if you don't leave this private property.
Can you explain to me? Trespassing is if the store was closed, okay, and I was coming in outside of the open hours.
They're asking
Okay,
to
well,
put
I guess we will
something
have
on
to
your
challenge this
body.
in a
People
color
can
law.
walk. The
Okay.
pant down.
Or do we need to see if they'll sign a private person? Well, they've already said they're going to sign a private person.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave because I have my kids to attend to. But we will file a report, right? I need your names.
He's going to need all of your information.
Okay.
All the information. We'll go outside. And
Okay.
We'll take all
Good
the
job,
information
lady.
down.
Good job.
Just definitely will write a report.
Okay.
Good job,
Excellent.
mother.
All right.
Very good.
I have it in a car.
Thanks for saving our kids' future.
Okay, guys. So this is what's happening. Okay. I need to get my ID, my information. But
Okay,
here,
so this is
God
what
not
is United States nowadays, and we guys need to think and wake up again and tell our family and friends, neighbors, share this information, all this video clips I put it together. If that code makes sense to everyone, we need to fight for our rights. Okay. I don't know whether it's the current administration or that coming election causing all the issues. We all know that.